During the history of the PBA Tour, there's been a whole host of players who never won anywhere near as many titles as they should have done. There can be a number of reasons for this, such as injuries, playing in eras with incredibly tough opposition, or just plain bad luck. I looked through the list of players that have just a single title to their name, and there are so many fantastic bowlers in that category that creating this list will not be easy. In fact, I already know I'm going to have to make a part 2, as there are bowlers that I had to leave out of this video as I tried to whittle it down to just 5 players. So there's a very good chance I've left out some bowlers who deserve to be on this list, and don't forget, you can of course let me know your suggestions in the comment section below. We have 5 bowlers to look at in this video, so let's crack on and start with number 1, Tom Hess.
First 7 frames. Here's Hess. Pretty looking stroke right there. Karaoke
on that list.
We'll update it, as we saw him sing in between commercial breaks. Here's Hess to the 3rd. Back-to-back jacks for the fired-up Hess. Campaign and will be an exempt bowler next season. His 3rd in a row.
This guy's jacked. He's a strong guy. What he has to do is try to flatline his heart rate, stay nice and mellow, because the problem with strong guys is they get too jacked up and they overthrow it.
When you look at how Tom Hess has performed on the PBA 50 Tour in the last few years, it's pretty remarkable that he's only won 1 PBA title. He's won 10 PBA 50 titles in 3 years between 2021 and 2024, and is arguably one of the best senior bowlers right now. But a big part of why Hess only captured 1 PBA title is that he did not actually bowl full-time on the PBA Tour until 2008, by which point he was nearly 40 years of age. He won the 2011 USBC Masters for his first and only title. I think this was a fairly obvious choice that I hope you all agree with, so let's move on to number 2, Graham Farr.
Right now he's just finding a way to get through that carry down on the left side.
Good shot. Out the 10, who replaced a couple of players that were injured and under the weather. As Graham Farr strikes in the 4th frame. Farr to cut into the lead, and he gets the messenger. Cuts it to 9.
Graham Farr burst onto the scene in 2016, bowling just his 2nd ever PBA event. He won the 2016 Players' Championship, beating fellow lefty Ryan Simonelli. This made him the first Canadian champion in PBA history, but for some reason he seems to have fallen off the map since. In January 2024 though, he did prove he can still compete at the pro level, as he actually led the 2024 Players' Championship heading into the match play round. Unfortunately, he would end up finishing in 14th at that event, but here's a quote from him that gives some insight into why he struggled since winning in 2016. "I want more than 1 title. 1 feels like a fluke. When I won early in my career, it gave me imposter syndrome. In like 2017 to 2018, I couldn't really back it up with many good tournaments. I feel now that I'm starting to put seasons of events together. That's kind of fading away." So perhaps it was too much too soon for Farr, but he's still only 32 years of age, so if he can find more performances like the start of the year, he could well have more titles left in him. Number 3, Lou Campy.
The early days of televised bowling. Television and bowling have become synonymous. Many bowlers have become household names thanks to TV. There have been some great TV performers, but the man who really earned the title of Mr. Bowling of television is a gentleman named Lou Campy. By Sarah Lee, a 13-week TV bowling show called East versus West pitted the top bowlers from the geographical areas against each other. Lists of the top bowlers were drawn, and a 51-year-old named Lou Campy out of Dumont, New Jersey, famed for his wrong foot delivery, was selected to start for the East. The idea was that as bowlers from the respective areas lost, the man next in line would then appear. Campy would have none of that. He proceeded to win 14 straight matches before being stopped in the 15th week by Bill Lillard. The producers had extended the show and would have kept it going as long as Campy kept winning. Of the 14 men Campy defeated, 13 of them went on to be elected to the American Bowling Congress Hall of Fame. Legends such as Ned Day, Buddy Bowmar, Steve Nagy, Don Carter, and Dick Weber. The shows were live, and the tape used then was erased and reused, so only the written records of Campy's great feat remains. Campy went on to win the first PBA tournament ever conducted. He was elected to the ABC Hall of Fame in 1968.
Lou Campy might well be remembered most for having a very unique and unorthodox style, as he finishes on the wrong foot. But it certainly worked for him, and he was an excellent bowler in his day. He was around at the start of the launch of the PBA and won the first ever event on the tour, the 1959 Empire State Open. He was 54 at the time and is still the third oldest player to win a PBA title. As he was 54 when the PBA started, he didn't exactly have much opportunity to try and win further titles. If he had been in his prime, who knows how many PBA titles he could have won. Number 4, Chris Vye.
And Chris has been knocking on the door of major championship competition for the last 2 seasons. Last night he needed 2 strikes in the 10th frame to overtake Jacob Buttrup. He did just that. He said, in order for me to win, I have to stay aggressive. I can't be passive.
His way right today in Reno.
I'll probably just throw some shots, stay warm, and mentally prepare myself before the final, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh! It was that close to a perfect start. That 10-pin avoiding contact.
This one was a surprise to me, as I actually thought Chris Vye had more than one title, but no, his lone win came in 2021 at the US Open against Jacob Buttrup. And he's had plenty of opportunities to win more. Before winning the US Open, he finished runner-up in 2 events and has 11 other top 5 finishes. Surely with the talent he has, there's no way he will end up with only 1 title when his career ends. Number 5, Jeff Carter.
Carter opens up with back-to-back jacks and just trying to control it, going through the pins a little bit more this week.
Down 5, we begin the 6th for him. Likes it, gets it, drops his 3rd strike.
Now, Jeff Carter was basically Pete Weber 2.0, right down from wearing a glove like Pete did to Carter's swing, which was basically a carbon copy of Weber's, but that is a compliment because Carter was a great bowler, and just like Pete, he was very, very smooth. Ironically, Carter's only title came at the 2009 Plastic Ball Championship, where he actually defeated Weber in the title match. Unfortunately, Carter didn't have anywhere near the success he should have had when it comes to winning titles, but he did manage to achieve things in his career that showed what a talent he was. Most notably, he broke the USBC record for the highest ever league average of 261.7, which he bowled in the 2000 to 2001 season. This record stands to this day, and the closest anyone has come to surpassing that is Charles Easton, who averaged 259.5 during the 2020-2021 season. At one time, Carter's 112 300 games was also a USBC record. This has now long been beaten, however, but Carter was the first person to get to 100. And there we have it. That brings us to an end of today's list. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, this was a very, very tricky one, as there were so many great bowlers that really should have made the cut and should have been included in this list. And as I said, I'm probably going to have to do a part 2 video. Now, if you do have any suggestions for bowlers that you feel should be included in this list, then please let me know in the comment section below. And if you have enjoyed what you've seen here today, I would really appreciate it if you would click the subscribe button below. That will be all from me for today, and as always, thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time.